How about them Lions?
All right, let's just get this started. Right off the bat, I think a plus for the Detroit Lions. Trade for Jared Goff. Incredibly good deal. I cannot believe how much we got in that trade. In case you don't remember the episode where me and Sabensky actually went over that deal, we'll just kind of review it once again because we love it so much.
It's a pretty good deal.
But yeah, but the Rams traded for Matt Stafford. Love Matt Stafford, but we ended up getting Jared Goff, 2 first-round picks in 2022 and 2023, and a third-round pick this year. I'm just gonna say it right now. That is way more than what I expected for Matt Stafford. I mean, that is an incredibly good deal. Of course, I would have been minded to have one of the first-round picks this year, but I'm still getting 2 first-round picks, 2 extra first-round picks in the next 2 years. So I will gladly take that. Of course, Jared Goff is going to be one of the players that the Lions are going to be getting this year, but for Detroit, I mean, you get Jared Goff. It's time for the start of a rebuild. You finally got rid of your crap coach and stinking. You got rid of finally Bob Quinn and
Finally got rid of Matt Patricia.
Matt Patricia. Why did I not remember his name?
There's reasons why you can't remember his name. You don't want to.
But we finally got rid of those 2. We now have Dan Campbell, who likes to bite off kneecaps. So
I'm not saying he's going to be a great coach, but again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. He won that press conference. He won all of our hearts. We already love him.
Of course, our GM now is Brad Holmes as well, who I like him. He seems to be decent already.
Better than Bob Quinn.
He doesn't blow the. Oh, Bob Quinn is no longer.
I said
Brad
better
Holmes.
than. Yeah, I said better than.
Yeah, better, way better than Bob Quinn. Just signaling off of the Jared Goff trade, but you know. So, I mean, I'm curious what Brad Holmes and Dan Quinn, or not Dan Quinn, Dan Campbell. I still got bad memories of Bob Quinn. But Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, I'm curious what they'll be doing in the NFL draft. Obviously, the Lions, they drafted number 7. I really hope we get a linebacker in defense because we're kind of the same situation as the Falcons. We desperately need defense. We have a gaping hole on the defensive end of the football. We have more pieces than the Falcons do on the defensive end, but
And if there
we
aren't,
desperately need defense.
yeah, and if there aren't good enough defensive players, honestly, we could use a receiver now as well. With a lot of our receivers leaving, Marvin Jones left.
Well, yeah, we let them go.
Yeah.
I really hope we don't take a receiver because this is such a deep class. We can wait until the
Well,
next
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying eventually, but we need a receiver at least in the second round because
Yeah,
there are so many good receivers.
They put themselves in that position. I don't really know if they'll be taking a receiver, and I'll get into why because I'll just go into our acquisitions this year. But of course, I already mentioned Jared Goff. We got him in the trade with the Rams. That was an incredible deal. We also signed a backup quarterback in Tim Boyle. Somewhat sounds familiar. 1-year deal, $2.5 million. Is a backup quarterback. Who really cares?
We let what's his face go out of Purdue, right?
I think we did. I can't remember the guy's name. David Blau. I think we did.
Yeah.
I don't know if we might have him, so I'm not sure. But I like this signing by the Lions. We signed Jamal Williams to a 2-year deal for $7.5 million. Jamal Williams has been the kind of like guy for the Packers, not named Aaron Jones. He's come in every once in a while, made a couple plays. He's a good player, and I think Jamal Williams will basically be our Adrian Peterson this coming year.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously we have I think we should have a committee, but it's probably more going to be just DeAndre Swift and is looking out on the outside, looking on the outside.
Kerryon Johnson is the power back, basically. Kerryon Johnson's when you have 1 to 2 yards, you just give it to him and he just tries to barrel through.
We'll see if Johnson stays healthy enough to even be able to do that. But
yeah.
So I mentioned earlier that I don't think we'll be taking a receiver, and here's why. We have signed both Rashad Perryman and Tyrell Williams to 1-year deals. Rashad Perryman for $3 million and Tyrell Williams for $4.7. I'm not too excited about Tyrell Williams, but I do like Rashad Perryman. He's a pretty good player. I mean, he hasn't turned out how people have hoped, but he's a good player, and I mean, it's something. I really wish we would have franchise tagged Kenny Galladay at least. Try to keep him around, try to give him something, but instead we just didn't even do anything and let him go to the Giants, which really disappointed me. But Rashad Perryman, Tyrell Williams both coming in. I suppose it's possible we take a receiver in like the 2nd or 3rd round. I wouldn't doubt that we will. I wouldn't doubt it. But I think going on defense would be a much smarter move for the Lions, specifically linebacker, as we have no linebacking presence. Now that Jared Davis is even gone, so.
But like, if a really high class wide receiver slips into the 2nd round, might have to take him.
Well, like I said, there's 30 different receivers. Who knows? We might just trade up and be stupid anyway. So.
I'm not saying trade up, but I'm just saying if like a Jalen Waddle or something falls into our lap, I don't think it will happen. But if that happens,
at 7 we'll get at least Devonta Smith or Jamar Chase.
Oh no, I'm not saying with the 1st round pick. I'm saying if they somehow fall all the way to the 2nd.
Oh no,
they won't. I'm saying they probably won't, but I'm saying if they did, you'd be stupid not to at that point.
Yeah, at that point I would say do it. But also it says that we have signed Josh Hill. That's a tight end from the Saints. I do recognize this name. It doesn't say what the contract is. It also says that it hasn't been disclosed. So we have Josh Hill, I guess. We also signed Charles Harris. Decent player. I've heard of the name before. Romeo Okwara we have re-signed. I do like Romeo Okwara. Of course, we also have his brother. We drafted him from Notre Dame, I believe, just last year. Julian Okwara. I like both of them. They're both really good players. We signed Okwara though to 3 years for $39 million. It's a little bit much, but I mean, Okwara's really good. So I mean, I'm not too mad by it, but
it's a lot of money.
It's a bit much. Yeah, like you said, it's a lot of money. We also made another trade with the LA Rams. We got Michael Brockers in a trade from the LA Rams in exchange for a 2023 7th round pick. And apparently after the trade, Brockers signed a 3-year deal for $24 million with us. So I guess Brockers is here to stay, but he was pretty good for the Rams, so I'm wondering how that turns out. Hopefully it goes well, because he was a pretty good player for the Rams. I'm hoping he stays the same with the Lions.
Yeah.
We actually did sign a linebacker, Alex Anzola. I don't know who that is. 1-year deal, $1.75 million. Who really cares? We probably won't even start.
Probably.
This was an interesting one. This signing was just recently, but we signed Quentin Dunbar to a 1-year deal. Now, his name, along with DeAndre Baker's, have both been fluid around a lot for a robbery in like Florida or something like that. Quentin Dunbar was a Seahawk for a while and hasn't really played a whole lot there, so I'm curious what the whole point in signing someone with a bad history is for the Lions. But I mean, whatever. He's a decent player, so, and we need corners, so.
Yeah.
The other two signings we've made are Gene Marlowe and Corn Elder. That's really his name, Warren Elder. Okay, well, those are our last two signings, and then of course we signed our longtime long snapper, and we got Randy Bullock to replace Matt Prater. I'm so mad we lost Matt Prater.
See, I'm mad we lost Matt Prater, but at the same time, he did end up in Arizona, so, like, I'm still kind of chilling, because Arizona lost, like, 3 games because of their kicker being so bad. So.
Well, now they got a really good one, so they should be happy. Yes. And then, of course, I mean, Randy Bullock isn't terrible. He is no Matt Prater, but he's a kicker.
Yeah. He's a good kicker. He's a good kicker. But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is we took care of the defense. Whatever we need just to keep taking care of the defense. We need to draft some defensive players and fix that gaping hole in the defense. Other than that, it's just a Lions. So, not much else to say.
Honestly, I think the big things to look at would be linebacker, receiver. Maybe we create a void at receiver, but I mean, I think eventually at some point in the draft, just because of how pitifully we handled our receiving core, you're going to have to get at least somebody. Well, do not take a receiver. I repeat, do not take a receiver in the first round. Please take Micah Parsons.
If we can, if the Falcons don't take him.
I mean, the Falcons could, like I said earlier, they do need defense. But I think a very interesting pick for the Falcons could be Kyle Pitts. Because as much as he is described as a tight end, he can be a receiver. He is like an all-around player, basically, on the offensive end. And he is a lethal threat offensively. So Falcons could just really take him because he's the best prospect available. Because the first 3 picks are going to be quarterbacks. So.
Yeah, basically. All right, well, that's it for the Lions. Thank y'all for watching. Good luck, Lions, and good luck to us Lions fans. But hope you all have a great rest of your day. Peace.